So let's talk about transfers, and first off I gotta talk about Lacazette. Now Alexandre Lacazette has been quite good this season, to be really fair. If you're looking at it overall, I think that he's played very well. He's now part of what I call the trident with Saka and Smith Rowe, and you know what, he has shown that you can now get the best out of him. He's scoring goals, he's creating chances, he's working hard, holding up the ball, and he's what, our top goal scorer. But with that in mind, this is a player who has a year and a half left on his contract. By the end of the season, he would have had a year left, and you have to start to wonder, should we give him a new contract? Well, according to the media outlets, it said that Arsenal aren't going to give him a new contract, which the news report a few weeks ago talking about Arsenal looking to put that deal on hold isn't going to happen. So, and I think this is the right thing to do. And here's why you don't give Lacazette a new contract. Aubameyang, you've just given him a new contract, and a big contract, like Mesut Ozil-esque contract. And even though Mesut Ozil has now been reportedly set to leave Arsenal, Arsenal are now looking to bring those wages down, or wage bill down overall, and you don't then want to add more to that. Lacazette is on a reported 200 grand a week, and with Aubameyang also on big money, you cannot have too many players on big money contracts, and two strikers that, let's be really honest, you don't really want to play at the same time, especially when I'm talking about, like in my last video, talking about what's the best Arsenal starting 11 and should Aubameyang even be in there, which I don't think he should be. You then have two players on big money contract. It just cannot work. It was one or the other. We chose Aubameyang. We chose to give him a new deal, which is fine because I don't have a problem with that. But it does mean that Lacazette and any player coming through right now, you cannot be on that big type of money. You cannot be getting over 200 grand a week when we are not in the Champions League. Even though we are in the Europa League, we are struggling. And to be really honest, I think we will struggle to even qualify for the Europa League next season, much less the Champions League. So this is what we do. The news report is that Alex Lacazette, Arsenal looking to sell him. AS have reported that Atletico Madrid, Diego Simeone, has been a big fan of Lacazette. If you don't know, before Arsenal signed Lacazette, it was Atletico Madrid who had a transfer ban, which made it possible for Arsenal to get Lacazette in the first place. And you can understand why. He works hard, scores goals. Maybe not all the time, but he still scores goals. Is able to hold the ball up. Team player. And that's something that every team would want. It really is. But right now, for where Arsenal are, when you look at the young strikers coming through, the Martinellis of this world, the Ballagans, who looks like he's going to be off, but then you still got Nketiah, you got Muller there, who you got Tyrese John Jules there as well, and we've got other players coming through the academy who, whether you like it or not, and I know there are fans out there who don't believe this, is that Arsenal will give these young players a chance. Financially, we do not have the money to always go up and spend money on the right type of player. Sometimes we have to develop these players. And I don't have a problem with that. I know some fans do because they're looking for instant success. But that's not where we are right now. A lot more onus will be put on the Arsenal Academy players, which means that players like Lacazette are going to suffer. So for me, I would definitely sell Lacazette, especially if you can get a good deal for him. Now, according to transfermarket.com, Lacazette is valued at about £32 million, which is decent. Of course, when we bought him, we paid 50 for him, but you could understand the player's getting older. And then when you factor in that he's got a year left on his contract, which is where Arsenal always make these mistakes, in that now players' value is almost basically halved. So you're really talking 15 mil for an aging player who's got 1 year left on his deal. I mean, Atletico Madrid must be chomping at the bit in order to sign Lacazette. And it makes sense. They've brought in Moussa Dembele on loan for the second half of the season. And you can believe, if they don't sign Moussa Dembele in the summer, that there's an opportunity for Atletico Madrid to sign Alex Lacazette in the summer for a reasonable price. I honestly think, when you look at Lacazette's situation, you look at the fact that he's got 1 year left on his deal in the summer, and he's an aging player, you're not going to renew. If you can get 20 mil for Lacazette, with all the circumstances that I've just mentioned, then that's a good deal. That's a pretty good deal. I know it's less than what a lot of people would want, but that's a good deal. And I would definitely take that. I really would. So for me, I'm up for selling Lacazette in the summer. I think he's been a great servant for Arsenal, but we have to move on. And this deal with Lacazette, especially when you factor in that his relationship with Mikel Arteta is strained, at least according to the Express, that this deal makes sense. And that long term going forward, I'm sure that Arsenal will go and put in another replacement. A replacement which I'm going to be talking about in my next video. So definitely stay tuned for that. But until then, do remember to comment. I want to hear your thoughts on Lacazette. Continue to like the video, hit the thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel because it does help the channel out. Now, I will see you all in my next video where I talk about on who Lacazette's replacement should be.